So this video is the first in a 5-part series on how to close more deals, bigger deals, on less of a marketing budget. Now, my name is Todd Toback, and I've wholesaled a little bit more than 1,000 houses, and 95% of those were locked up by somebody on my team and not by me personally. And I transform real estate hustlers into real estate business owners so that they can extract themselves out of their wholesale business and own an asset that throws off cash month after month after month. So if you have not been to my website, you've got to head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com and download the business assessment. It's going to have you rate yourself in the 4 core areas of your business. That's marketing, acquisition, disposition, and cash flow counting. It's an awesome assessment. I take it every quarter, and it's going to let you know exactly where you're at. It's going to open your eyes and exactly just what are the few key secrets, what are the few key things that you need to work on to just throw you on this trajectory to the path of extracting yourself out of this business. So again, so that can operate without you. So head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com, take the assessment, and you won't regret it. You're going to love it. It's absolutely free. All right. So the topic of today's video is the first of the 5 communication techniques. Now, this is something that we teach on our No Limit Selling System. By the way, if you are interested in our No Limit Sales System, head on over to NoLimitSalesSystem.com, where I teach, where you can learn more about the sales system that I'm teaching here in this video. All right. So the challenge with most sellers, with most wholesalers or real estate acquisition specialists when they get started, is that they allow the sellers to control the conversation. This is one of the biggest newbies' mistake, and they get to a point where they get into this presentation mode where they're just acting like they're in this customer service role. They're to answer the seller's every question and every need. And if I answer all the seller's questions and I give them all the information, wow, then I'm most likely to get the deal. Okay, well, let me tell you something. There is nothing farther from the truth than you being more likely to close a deal because you are answering a seller's questions. If the seller is bombarding you with questions, you are not in control. And when you are not in control, you are not gathering information, and you don't know if you're dealing with a prospect or a suspect. Very, very, very important. When you control the conversation, you know who you should be talking to and who you shouldn't. Sometimes you're on the phone with an unmotivated prospect, and when you know that, it's time to get the heck off the phone. And when you are on the phone with a motivated prospect, you know what? You got to spend some time. You got to dig deep. You got to control that conversation. Okay? And that is what the first principle of the No Limits Selling System is. Okay? You must maintain control of the conversation. So how do people lose control? Okay? Well, and I'm going to actually give you the technique here in a minute. Okay? But why do people lose control? Well, they lose controls because the seller bombards them with questions. Let me give you an example. Okay, you get a call from a postcard and the seller says, "How much can you give me for your house?" And all of a sudden the new wholesaler, acquisition specialist, or if you're a solopreneur, hopefully not for long, says, "Hold on, let me look on my fancy dancy computer, Redfin, Zillow, whatever, and I'm going to give you the fastest offer I can give you in 7 minutes. What? Deal killer alert! Deal killer alert! Right? People will sit there and give offers to sellers without gathering any information because a seller said, "How much can you give me for your property?" You've immediately lost control, and now you're going into presentation mode. You spend 15 minutes looking at the comps, and you say, "Oh, I could give you $120,000, Mr. Seller. 7 minutes, I promised you." Right? And the seller goes, "What? Way too low." Click. You wasted 15 minutes on comps, you got kicked in the teeth, and now you hate yourself. By the way, if you've ever been there, leave a comment, say, "I've been there." By the way, I'm not judging. That used to be me, right? When I was in pharmaceutical sales, selling drugs to doctors, I just wanted to please these guys. And when I first started, man, they were beating me up. I was like, "Yes, doctor. Yes, whatever you say. You answer a question, I'll answer it. Yay!" And man, it was not fun, okay, until I learned one of these techniques with one of my mentors, Derek. And Derek told me, you always got to dance and make sure you are leading leading that conversation. Let me give you another example. Someone says, how long have you been in business? Right? Someone says, oh, well, I've been in business for 13 years and we're a member of the Better Business Bureau and we've closed 100 houses, right? The seller's not listening to you, right? All of a sudden you are now on the defense. You're defending your company and you are not gathering information, right? It's very, very, very important. There's a technique to this. A lot of times the seller will say, hey, I've got 1 million of these postcards. What separates you? And all of a sudden, you'll start saying, well, listen, I'm an honest guy and, we'll really close on your house and we use this escrow company. Again, you've totally lost this conversation, right? And you're now defending yourself and not gathering information. So some of the symptoms that you're experiencing this is if you find yourself in front of a computer screen a lot, right? And you're comping properties and you're getting back to sellers and you find yourself doing a lot of talking, making a lot of offers and the seller's saying no, right? Your energy is drained. You feel like you're a second-class citizen. You hate sales or acquisition and you're not having fun, right? So if you feel those symptoms and a lot of call reluctance, that's probably what's going on, right? The seller is controlling the conversation. By the way, if you're just hopping on here and you want to know more about how to close more deals, bigger deals on less of a marketing budget, you got to head over to NoLimitSalesSystem.com. I've got more videos on this stuff, NoLimitSalesSystem.com. And I got some other free videos that'll expand on this. Again, this is the only first of a 5-part series. All right. So how do you stop this? Okay. And how do you do the bigger deals? Well, it's a technique called the redirect. Okay. The redirect is how we take control of the conversation. So what is the secret to the redirect? Well, the secret of the redirect is, number one, to answer almost every question with a question. Okay, almost answer every question with a question. So seller comes and says, hey, how much can you give me for your property? Instead of answering that question, you do the following. I don't know. We send out a lot of those postcards and we just wait to see who calls us back. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions to see if we're a fit? Boom. Shut up. Listen. Now the seller's talking. And now you are doing the one listening. Okay? You might say also, hey, listen, we send out a lot of these postcards. We wait to see who calls us back. Right? Is there a reason why you called me off the postcard? Shut up. Don't listen. Now, you may be cold calling, and that's fine, right? So if someone says, how much could you give me? You called me and say, hey, you know what? We call a lot of people in the area, and some people want to sell with an agent. Some people want a cash offer. Let me ask you, is there a reason why you'd even want a cash offer? I'm not sure what I could pay you. I'm just at this point seeing if there's an interest. So if there is an interest, I'd have to ask you more questions to see what offer I could come up with. Is there a reason for us to speak further? Boom! Now you feel good. Now you're in control. Okay, that is what sales is all about. And once you start to click, the stuff comes together, man, sales gets fun. It gets really fun. It's also very good for the prospect. Okay, very, very, very good for the prospect because you can disqualify them quickly and not waste their time. And if you've got someone on the other line, you can help them faster. Okay, this is going to really, really make this easier. Okay, so let me give you a couple more examples. I'm having fun with this. Seller says, how quick can you close? And you could say, oh, well, we could close as soon as it closes 48 hours. Right? Well, you don't need to answer that question. Right? You could say, let me ask you something. Is there a reason why you asked me that? Normally it's 30 days. Sometimes we can close faster. Is there a reason to close faster than 30 days? Right? Most people will say, we'll close in 30 days or we'll close in 48 hours. Right? We'll use this as a learning opportunity. Hey, listen, normally standard is 30 days. Is there a reason why you might need a faster closing? Now you might find, right, that the seller's brother needs a kidney. Right? And you didn't know that unless you asked the right question. By listening, by redirecting, by taking control of that conversation. One of the things that happens too is when the sellers have control, you start to make assumptions, right? Assumptions. And assumptions are so so dangerous, right? So for example, someone might say, hey, what's going to happen to my brother who lives in the property? And you may assume the seller is wanting that seller to have a long time, right? But instead of answering that question, say, listen, let me ask you, what would you like to see happen? In an ideal situation, what would you like to see your brother's path to his next opportunity be? And they might say, I'd like 90 days, or they might say, get him out of tomorrow. I hate his guts. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sell you this house for 40 cents on the dollar just to spite him. Right? How do you know that? And by the way, I've literally had that happen. Okay. By the way, if you want to know more of these techniques, go to nolimitssalessystem.com. Okay. Got more videos on this stuff. Even more than this 5-part series. This is only the first. So having a great time with this. All right. So ask questions with a question. Here's another one. Okay. One more bonus. All right. So you're on the phone and a seller might say, they might say, well, how do you know how much repairs the house knows? How much repairs the house needs? You might say, I don't know yet. Or how much can I pay? I don't know. Let your silence be deafening. All right. So, hope you enjoyed this. This is the first of 5, nolimitssalessystem.com. You can find out more about our sales system. Also, if you're looking to get out of hustle mode and you want to own a business that throws off cash month after month after month without your personal day-to-day involvement, head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com. Download the assessment. This stuff is awesome. You can teach this stuff to your team, okay? By the way, you got to expand. Can't be you. Can't run around like a chicken with your head cut off. I'm telling you, the world needs your leadership. nextlevelwholesaling.com, and I'll see you on video number 2.